Oi, 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 oi. We are doing interviews at Kaffeeklatsch now. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be awesome. We are trying to do interviews for all these people who don't have a place to go. So, our first one is actually going to be on Zoom. But whatever, let's go.
We're in the dark with hollow hearts, baby, when I'm not around. Are you looking in the crowd? You have it all, your living doll, pictures for your trophy wall, pussy on a pedestal.
Okay, hi. Welcome everybody. It's me, John, aka J.H.N.N, who is doing this new series called Live at Kaffeeklatsch. Pretty simple, eh? So basically the series is I interview everyone who's actually going to be playing live at Kaffeeklatsch. Hopefully days before. This one's like literally days before. And it's just to showcase these people because there's no print media, and I had this conversation with the owner of Kaffeeklatsch about how there's no print media. So we're gonna try and advertise as many people as possible. It's gonna be on the website. This one probably is gonna be on Facebook first, but it's gonna be on the website. And we are here with EVA X.
Hey there!
I'm gonna do another intro for you because people need to know who you are. You are a singer, producer, performer, grew up mostly in Calgary, Alberta, but now is based in Vancouver, BC. You were a blog writer, a very avid metalhead supporter is what I wrote. Also, big participant in a lot of goth events, like the Mechanics Festival. You have one with the Verboten Fest that's in Vancouver, and another one that's unconfirmed.
Top secret.
Yes. So, ready to see EVA X. Clap.
Thank you so much for having me, John.
Oh, of course. I'm running on like nothing right now. That's fine.
No worries, man.
Tell us, because like I mentioned before, you are. Actually, I didn't mention this before. You are classically trained, but tell people your music background and tell them just like what happened before EVA X became your thing.
Oh my goodness, I do have smidgens of classical and musical theater training. In fact, I've done a little bit of everything from church choirs to Nova Scotia pub bands that didn't quite leave their basement, to heavy metal bands that didn't quite leave the basement, to my first project in Calgary was a pop rock outfit called Vintage. Sadly, we broke up in 2016, and a couple years later, I started EVA X. I put out my first single and EP in 2019. I have an album that is done and coming out this year. And yeah, I also do a lot of photo and video production with my husband here in Vancouver.
Yes, I'm like super aware of everything. You also used to be a blog writer, I think, right?
You have done your homework because I actually for about a year did heavy metal reviews for a sadly defunct web magazine called Overdrive Music Magazine. That's actually kind of how I started writing my own music. It was basically like I have got to stop procrastinating with reading other people's music. Though I got to review some really cool stuff. I got the early listen of one of Powerwolf's albums. So that was
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah.
And it really kind of gave me the final push actually to get out there and write my own music. So that was really fantastic.
Yeah. So that led to writing your own music too?
I had dabbled in writing my own music, but I tended, especially at first, to get a lot of the cold submissions from independent bands and from smaller PR labels. And we got some really cool stuff, and we got some stuff that was like, yeah, I can do this.
So it's like you're classically trained. But
Yeah.
I remember you like distinctively being more into metal, and you had a pop rock band called Vintage. That's so interesting. So like, how did EVA X like more of it feels like more of a goth project come to be? Like, where did that sound come from?
So the short version is I was deep into heavy metal. It had to involve guitars, no computers, until this one time Dickens put on Juno Reactor. And
Yeah.
I figured, what the heck, it's $25. I like The Matrix. And then I went and Scott Fox was doing a Singularity thing, and he proceeded to do this entire improv set with hardware, and it blew my mind. And then I listened to everything I could. So in conclusion, everything is Scott Fox's fault.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So just one person that you saw in particular. I got that because I was like, I'm like trying to make that connection. Like that's actually a question I didn't know. I didn't know how you became like EVA X, this person, this other person. In like pretty much 2 years, I feel.
Yeah, there were some steps in the middle. I didn't actually know anything about producing or working with synths, so there was a lot of stuff filled in the middle, and I think bring in a lot of my kind of poppy and metal background to the music I write. But that was a real moment that I could sit there, look at that, and went, yeah, that really changed a lot of my interests and direction, and a lot of stuff steps right there. So yeah, that's kind of cool.
Because like your stuff is, especially electro and I feel like it's like such a super kind of like a comic book type style type of thing. Like, is EVA X kind of like more a character, I should say?
Yeah, kind of. It goes back and forth. It's like not me and yet sort of me. And now that I'm on Twitter, the boundaries between who is me and who is EVA X blur all the time, because I am an awkward person who likes way too much trivia, and occasionally EVA X is an awkward person on Twitter who likes way too much trivia. At some point, it's the lines, they shift and they blur, and I think that's kind of just part of having a creative project that you dump so much of yourself into.
Hey, so long ago, you had I watched this interview so long ago, and it had something to do with the song.
Might be too.
Like, kind of said it like related to what was going on during the time, like during the pandemic.
Oh,
I don't know.
maybe this is Softer World. Oh man, no.
Yes, Softer World was the one.
Yeah.
Softer World was the
Softer
one.
World was really kind of before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay, now I don't know which one it was either.
No, it was a Softer World. It said it had something that had to do with it, but it just aligned with the pandemic. But it was before the pandemic.
Yeah, that would have been.
It's that like your writing process, just like you're just writing. Like, actually, what is your writing process? That's interesting. Come on.
My writing process has been really all over the map. Electro Woman very much started. Everything kind of started on the piano or on the guitar. For the upcoming album, Machine started with a hook. It started with the chorus and a fun intro idea, and then everything else kind of built out from around there.
Yeah.
Whipping Girl, I think a lot of my stuff starts with kind of the hook and the lyric first. Body Talk is the same. Oh yeah, Body Talk. I have a new single coming out April 19th. It's really, really cool.
No, I'm so excited. You got freaking Caustic on there. Or Daddy Bear, right?
I got Daddy Bear. told Matt when we talked about the remix, I'm like, well, you pick which project you want to do it with, and he chose Daddy Bear for it, and I think that was the right fit.
Oh, I love this project, Daddy Bear, so much.
Daddy Bear is great.
It's like my favorite one. I'm not even gonna lie. I was exposed to it because I watched the 2020 Terminus Fest, and he played, and I was like blown away. He wasn't even like performing or anything. He was just like mixing the songs. But this is so top notch. How come I don't listen to this ever? Why didn't I listen to it? But then it just like changed my life. So Daddy Bear is like awesome. And when I saw that, I was like, yes. Obviously, work with Dice Coming too is on there too.
Yeah.
Obviously, work with them too.
Well, T-Roy and I like to hang out and drink beer in T-Roy's basement.
Oh.
It's super, it's actually kind of great. We live very close to each other, or well, we used to.
We did.
We did. And so we hang out a lot. I did Back to You with Dice Coming.
That's like my favorite song.
It's like, well, we gotta do something again sometime. We just had a great time with that collaboration. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sitting here like, remixes. Light bulb. Hey, Troy! And I just, he comes back like, okay, so I'm kind of chip-tuned with it. I'm like, I'm interested. And the result is so fantastic. It's just, it took what was kind of a slinky song and just made it really fun and upbeat.
Yeah.
And just got a bunch of, I love both Matt's and Troy's remixes so much.
Yeah, Troy is really talented. I really love Back to You. That's like genuinely my favorite Dice. I'm not even joking. It's actually my favorite Dice Coming song. I played it all the time on Twitch. I'm like, oh, where's that? I'm like, yeah, they're from me.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was really fun. I think I wrote most of that drinking in the tub, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I just sat there like, here's an idea. Write that down. I write most of my features in the tub, which is a weird thing to admit on an interview, maybe. Here we are. It's like my sort of time to sit back and relax and listen to whatever's come in, and maybe that's why my features are all more relaxed than my mainline music.
Oh my god, I just like how you do remixes. Thank you for doing a remix for me, by the way. It was so long ago. It was so long ago, but like...
For you. I've learned I'm so much of a better producer since then.
Oh, you were, though, like, it was good. Like, they play that more than my other one. Like, actually, people play that more than my other one. It's like, on Spotify, it's just like...
That's not cool. The original song is great.
It is, but, I mean, I'm happy for people. Like, I like how people liked what you did. I was just like, yeah. And speaking of getting better, I watched your performance I was playing, I was opening, but I saw like the performance at Habitat like a long time ago.
Oh man, that's so long ago.
Yes. What have you been doing since, like performance-wise, since then?
Well, I did so many Twitch streams. I lost count at around. No, I don't remember anymore. There was a lot of Twitch streams in there.
Yeah.
I ended up just taking a break from the streaming because it was getting to be just a lot to set up and run, and the tech kept getting like at first it was just I sat in front of my computer with the microphone in my hand and sang along to stuff off my speakers. And then it was I had the stream running from my phone camera, and I had like an active performance ring. And then it was starting to DID audio in through my computer and it was syncing out my webcam, which I somehow found the last Logitech webcam in Calgary at one point. A miracle happened. And so I had the webcam, and then I had all the DI audio into a mixer that I somehow mixed with wire, and then all those right from the laptop into the screen. And then there were lights. And then there was Sims. It just started getting really out of hand.
Yeah.
The last one we did for one of the last ones I did for Darkotica in early 2021, we had professional camera, all the audio going into Eric's mixing board, his professional lights running in the background. It was just getting,
oh my God.
It was getting just to be way too much to do with one or two people who also had a lot going on in the rest of their lives. So after that, I basically was like, I took a long break from streaming. I got to do one performance in front of humans at the Palomino.
Yes, with Killa Kills.
Yes, that was great.
Also going to be on the compilation, everybody. There's a compilation coming out. Yes, they're going to be on there for sure. So.
Oh, that's really great. They're awesome.
They are really awesome, and I love their song Toxigenic a lot. And that's definitely on the compilation. Oops. Revealed. That was revealed too early, but but yeah.
Look, I had my most successful song release, I think, got played on about 5 radio stations before it was actually supposed to be out. It turns out sometimes early spoilers just get people really excited.
Fair enough. I mean, that song that they had has been out since 2020. I've been trying to get this compilation going, and I've been actually asking you since like 2019.
Yeah.
Because people were bothering me to, honestly, this is the truth, they were bothering me to have like another synthwave thing. I just didn't feel it was right because I felt like that synthwave thing was just such a moment in that time. Like it was like I saw a lot of synthwave coming out, and then I saw this other change of like I kind of like went into the dark wave scene, and I forgot that the scene like existed and didn't realize how many amazing artists that come from Alberta. There's some people who I haven't included that aren't in, that should have been in the compilation. Like I really wanted Strangers, but anyways, point is I included you especially because like just
thank you.
Performance-wise, and your videos, and just like how you write your own music too, and you produce your own music. A lot of people kind of look at those as separate jobs, which I find really weird.
Yeah, for me it kind of, I looked at bringing in bandmates and that I, used to flit around the open mic scene, and it at some point it was like, if I want to do this and have this done at the schedule and cadence I want, and get to write about what I want and all that stuff, I'm just doing it myself. And Electro Woman I did 100% myself. For the album, I changed tack slightly. It's like, if I want this done the way I want, and I want it to sound really cool, I should do it a fair bit of it myself, but also I have great friends.
Yeah. No, go ahead. I have another question after.
Yeah, so I enlisted my buds, actually in Vancouver, Jason and Adam Ma, to help co-produce, and actually they helped co-write the album as well. Like I brought in the tracks, and then we'd sit there and go like, well, what about this word? Or this word? And we kind of bounced around all the concepts and lyrics and ideas together, and they brought so much to the process in terms of making the music as badass as it is, frankly. They were awesome.
Yes. I don't know, I think their stuff just keeps getting better. Like, obviously you released earlier, we talked about it, Whipping Girl, like earlier January. I hear that so much, like I just like, I became a Twitch DJ, if you didn't notice. But I became like a weird Twitch DJ, and I just like, every single person that I've known is just like playing that from like different places, and I'm like, yay, finally. And like, DJ Vegan in Black, she like got like this remix, which I'm like so jealous of, because she got this remix from this like Cold Waves thing that you did from some band. I don't know. Yeah,
I can send that to you, dude. That's on the EP.
I don't know if it's the Virtual Terrorist one, is it?
It is.
Yeah.
It
Oh my
is.
god, like, I heard it, I'm like, what the? You're in freaking Chicago. I mean, I
Yeah.
live right next to her.
I sent her a care package. I think actually I have a ton of download codes for that EP still available, so I'll just hook you up with a Bandcamp code, yeah.
Oh, please do. Like, that song was so good. I was like, how have I not heard this remix before? But, in terms of that, like, are you, like, what was the hardest thing about, like, just trying to learn how to perform? Because, like, I remember you telling me there was times where you were just like, I'm doing too much to perform because I'm doing the keyboards, I'm doing this, then I want to make it, then I want to sing at the same time, and I feel like I'm doing so much. That was, like, a long time ago. It was, like, maybe 2 or 3 years ago when you told me that.
Yeah, it turned out the secret was doing less. These days, I just sing, and if anyone doesn't like that, they can go fuck themselves.
Oh, well, it's true, but it's true. Like, I don't know. I'm learning. I'm still, like, I have to do a performance. And I'm so nervous about it, but I've had this motto, which was start simple, end experience. It's from a weird post-hardcore song, like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Since 2003, like, start angry, end mad. Instead of that, I was like, start simple, end experience. And that was, like, my motto when I first started producing. Because I was a producer and then I was a DJ, whatever. And it's scary to, like, try and produce your own stuff and producing a live show. That's different from DJing. Like, producing a live show is like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah. You know, my secret has been I have a great team of people that I work with for live stuff, mostly Slava.
Yes. Such an amazing performer.
Slava is, I can't say enough good things about Slava. He brings a great energy. He keeps everything running and the energy is great. Mm-hmm. And he's really cool. And
he's such a nice person. He actually played Kaffeeklatsch last month. And that was, like, the first time in 3 months that he's ever touched any gear. He showed up late. He, like, showed up super late. But when he played, everyone was like, what was that?
I know, he's great.
Yeah,
I think the hardest part of live streaming during the pandemic was the fact that I couldn't have Slava.
Aww.
And then I had to do everything that Slava was doing myself, and it turns out that's really hard. So yeah, one of the lessons of the pandemic is I no longer do my own keyboards. It's just a bit of learning to trust in myself that I can do this.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe rather than trying to do 12 different things at once, I do the things that I know I've done for years, singing in front of humans, getting out there, and just really focus on nailing those well. I've been working on leveling up my singing and trying to bring more body awareness from that to the stage. I actually started trying to pick up dance again, and that's been quite an interesting journey, but I think it's really paid off.
Yeah. I very much so enjoy your singing voice. I think, honestly, what makes me like the song the most, I know I'm talking about the song a lot, but it really was my favorite song. The one with you and Troy. I guess Rory's in there too somewhere.
He's got some stuff in there.
Yeah, Rory's in there too somewhere. Rory's a part of Dice the Mix, by the way, everybody. Just the voice was, like, perfect, and the melody was just, like, perfect with the actual song, and, like, I felt like Troy, like, kind of knew. I don't know how the process went. I actually don't know how the process went, but it feels like Troy was kind of feeding off of the vocals, or it was the other way around.
I think it was a bit of column A, a bit of column B. He sent me the demo, and it just had this instant vibe to it. And I looked around a few ideas, came up with the first pass, the vocals, sent a rough cut over.
Yeah.
He went in and made some changes based on the vocal I was feeding him. And then we kind of went back and forth 2 or 3 times, and we got the final product of the song. And to me, that's really that was really the best way to approach a collab like that, is just let us both kind of have ideas and bring a bit of our own interpretation and our own stuff to the song, and the final result was great.
The collabing is very scary, especially like because you do the same thing that I do, which is I try to like not really control everything, but I know that if I do it, it's just a lot faster than waiting for someone to be on the same page as you, type of thing. That's kind of that's the idea I got from like you going into producing your own project, is that you just needed to just react or just get these things done on time and stuff like that. And you just need, and for performance wise, you just need someone to help you out.
Nobody in my life has ever used the words control freak.
Say that again, sorry.
I said nobody would ever say I was a control freak.
Well, I'm a control freak though, for sure.
No,
like,
I mean, yeah, I'm a bit of a control freak.
But it's like, it's not that you're a control freak, it's just that you just want things to happen when they happen, type of thing, and sometimes it's just hard when you have to get all the bandmates on the same page.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed. That's like kind of the point that I was trying to make. I just feel like you have so much control over your music when you make it yourself first and foremost. And it's cool to see that you're collaborative as well. Something I'm still learning.
Oh, I'm learning too. I find collaboration, I've got some great stuff in the pipe, some cool guest stuff coming in the next few months. The collaboration is tough though. I've had a few collabs that have kind of gone like, oh, that sure didn't work out.
Yeah.
Let's use the time and energy to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's really tricky, and it takes several kicks in the can. And this is why, admittedly, when I went for the album, I was pretty much like, I basically called Shay, was like, you're game for this, right? Because otherwise, I don't know who on earth I would even trust this to.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm so happy. I bet you it's just gonna be so good. Obviously, like I don't know. I just believe in people who like mostly have control over their own music. 'Cause, like especially in this producer area, a lot of people just kind of assume that you either do one thing or another thing, because like they kind of separated a producer from a singer-songwriter. And I feel like if you're like the whole package, you can provide the whole package, or you can just start the whole package and find people that will help out, type of thing.
Yeah.
But you still have the first control, like the initial control, especially the production side. Like, did you start off with Ableton, or what did you start off with?
I have, other than a brief and ill-advised rotation with Cubase, I have been in Ableton since the beginning. I have been in Ableton since years before EVA X, when I was writing really bad opera.
They probably weren't bad. They probably
Actually, some
weren't
of them were okay. Most of them, I'm pretty glad, have vanished into the void.
But yeah, I think you'll always get better. The more songs you write, you always get better, type of thing. So I think that like they're probably were good at the time. I don't know. That's kind of like how I look at it, because like I have a ton of friends that kind of just, especially music friends, that are just like, this song's horrible, I had it at the beginning. But I'm like, I don't think it's horrible, I just think you just write better songs now. So it's just different, or I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I think my mother's favorite song I've ever done is The Time. That is the one that I wrote and contributed to our EP.
Really?
Long before EVA X, one of the first songs I actually wrote that saw recording and release. And I think it's still my mother's favorite piece I've ever done.
That's so cute.
I get the occasional message. My brother and I, we get the occasional message from them like, hey, we're still listening to this album, it's so good.
Oh, that's yeah, I think something just as an artist I can learn is that you never know what your best song is. It's just like decided by the people who like you.
Yeah, it
That's
really.
just kind of how I feel. I've just like, I thought my best song was whatever, Heroin, and then like out of nowhere everyone's like, Children of the Future is your best song, and I don't think you can have a song better than that one. And I'm like, alright, well, decided that.
Oh my god, yeah, I have that. Like, Machine is one of my favorites I've ever done.
Yeah.
And even like kind of in the aftermath of Machine's release, I was like, that's cool. We're gonna go listen to Black Blood now. I'm like, what the heck?
I hear
wrote
that one a lot, by the way.
I-
Streams. I hear that one the most. That one and Whipping Girl I hear the most right now.
That would line up with my Spotify stats, which say that Whipping Girl is the most popular thing I've ever done, closely followed by that mix of Black Blood, which I did, I think, in about 4 days after listening to way too much mid-2000s aggro tech.
Yeah. I can tell, actually. Now that you point that out, I can tell. That's like a specific genre that most of my friends listen to right now. I've been trying to get into it, but it's kind of like, I think I just gotta get into the mood. Like, it's like more of a mood genre for me. But I do want to talk about the Whipping Girl video, because the production's so good on that. How did you come up with the whole concept and everything? Obviously, that was with you and your husband, right?
So Whipping Girl, Eric was not in town and nowhere near the initial.
Oh, so you did it yourself?
Mostly. So what happened was I really wanted to do this video. I really wanted to work with Tiffany Tailfeathers on a video. We had worked together on burlesque and modeling things before. I love the shit out of her art and style, and she had really liked some of the stuff I've been doing. So I said, hey, idea. And we sat down, we started talking, we came up with the whole concept, all the shots and the ideas and the whole ritual stuff. I think at some point there was a plan for Eric to be around to shoot it, but that didn't happen. So I frantically sent him several messages like, help, what do? He sent me back a shopping list, a list of things to go rent at the friendly neighborhood camp store.
Yeah.
So me and my trusty rental went and we shot the video in the basement of a friend's social club.
Yeah.
And Gorilla shot a bunch in the middle of Fish Creek Park, and then I did.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then I did my stuff in my parents' dining room, carefully not dropping any blood on the white carpet.
Wow.
And then I put together the initial rough cut with some guidance from Eric. And then once that was together, he color corrected and finished editing the piece.
Yeah, it just was perfect.
It
was just awesome, and I think the burlesque element was definitely needed, especially for a song called Whipping Girl.
Yeah,
sure,
we were all like, this has got to happen. Yeah, and Magnus Kitten and Shulu came into the video because we were like, we need a couple more people, and Tiffany proposed them, and they're both amazing, so I immediately accepted.
It was so good. Like, honestly, I got excited with, like, the preview got me excited, and I don't usually get like excited about previews, but the previews you had, I was just like, oh my god, Ava was just so good at previews.
Well, that preview was all Eric cut that together, and he didn't want to really make the outdoor stuff shine and really lean into, like, I had never had to deal with things like camera stabilization, and we had some challenges there. It was, I honestly, I watched that video, I'm like, I could do this so much better now. Except we were getting hailed on, and trying not to get the rental camera hailed on. And
oh my god.
Yeah, the deposits on
it hailing?
Yeah, so midway through the outdoor shoot, it actually, like, it is that Alberta summer, like, we're going to just dump hail for 20 minutes. Well, we all hid out in the cars. We did some of the shoot while it was raining. And then
Oh
we
my
kind of
God.
skipped back out, and we managed to get the sacrifice stuff with Stevan and his goat head. Oh, I just spoilers. Yeah.
No, that's just so awesome. Like, just like that process of actually doing a video. Like, I know, like, we were supposed to work together on a video like not too long ago, but it was just like
That's
like, you know,
dude.
no, things happen. Like, things happen, but like, just like seeing your process and how it happens and how you actually even do your own videos, which is very freaking impressive. No, a lot of people are not at that level, I should say.
You know, I didn't think I was at that level either until like the chips were down and it was like, well, if I don't do this, it's not getting done.
Yeah, yes, and that's like for the most thing. I do want to know, can you reveal anything about new videos?
So the Body Talk video ended up, we did a lyric video for it. We teamed up with Orlando Urizar. That one was a really simple one. We once again shot it. We shot it in my basement, a couple walls over from where we shot the Black Blood video. And for that one, we kind of leaned into like sort of a Ghost of Michelle Joy hybrid concept. Because we were in the middle of moving from Austin to Calgary to BC. And it's like, video. We have no time. So we sort of like robot test footage. We put it together with some cool overlays and sent some ideas off to Orlando, and he actually put together like a really nice. He really laid everything out together into a cool, engaging final product, and I was really happy with how he brought in the lyrics as an element, because I haven't done a lyrics video since A Softer World in 2020.
Yeah.
There was some stuff I really wanted to do new things with the second time around. So I'm really happy with how that one ended up actually. And you actually have seen some of the long cuts of the footage we shot in the preview videos.
Yeah.
Which actually, that cell phone one that fit in a bunch of the preview videos, we hadn't scripted or intended to shoot. Eric was light testing and I was fiddling on my phone. And then we looked at it and went, oh my God, that's actually really good.
Did you do I think they're called canvases on Spotify?
I have canvases for some of my songs. The ones with videos, I think are all up there. One of these days, I do actually need to finish getting canvases up. Vertical video is something we really want to do more of. So
Yeah, I want to do that too.
Eventually it's coming.
Yeah.
I
think especially for that single, I would just like assume that there was going to be a canvas, because the way that just the way that I seen the previews, it just kind of like looks like really good on a canvas. Like it's just like something that you would watch while you're listening to, type of thing.
Yeah, and that sort of visualizing is really what we were going for that video.
Mm-hmm. But I actually want to go back to Black Boa because I skipped that video, and I want to know that process of that video, because you just mentioned it. I'm like, oh damn, I forgot about that video.
So the process was, that video almost did not exist. The process was very simple. It was, I was hosting a Community After Dark New Year's event.
Yeah.
They were looking to do music video premieres, and they would give me a premiere if I had a video ready to go in a month.
Wow.
So
very convenient.
One, a month is pretty tight as it is, and
Oh, it
two, the first 2 weeks of that month, Eric and I were quarantined in my parents' basement.
Oh yeah.
You see where this is going.
You were probably really stressed.
Oh my God. It was like, what? We have about 48 hours to come up with this entire concept and shoot the video. What do we do? Quick, into the closet.
Oh
That was actually one of the things that pushed me into studying and actually practicing dancing and movement a bit more.
Yeah.
Because that I regret not having more organization in how I approached that. I think it would have been a lot better if I'd kind of known what I was doing and been able to commit to the movements. But you know what? We pulled it together, and yeah, it's not a bad little video. It was fun to make.
I think learning on the spot is kind of like the best way to like figure out what we can do better. And the fact that you did it, most people, especially who kind of don't really approach advertising themselves like that. Like most people kind of are just like, I'm in a band, come to my show, but they don't like really say, hey, here's my music video to watch and all that stuff. So the fact that you're just doing it, I think is kind of commending, like amazing, right? Like it's just
part of the secret here is my husband is a huge film guy.
Oh yeah.
And so he really kind of helped get the show on the road. We did some Zoom together pretty early in our relationship. And we just kept going from there. Mm-hmm. I actually plan to work with one of my best friends who is a film student at Sage. We're looking at ideas, possibly even to do a short film style thing with one of the yet to be released songs in the album. And a vague cosmic horror idea. So I've got a whole ton of stuff I'm thinking of doing. I think it is entirely possible that more songs in the album will end up with videos than not.
That's good.
We have a lot of really fun ideas. There is actually one song on the album that Eric did guitars on.
Nice.
So for that one, I think we might have to do like a metal band style performance video.
You make a fake hair metal band, I would be so happy. Just like for that one video, I would be so happy.
Well, I am so ready to be the front woman of my own fake Nightwish. You have no idea.
Oh my god. So first of all, tell us when we can see you live. Obviously, this Friday is one of them, or Friday, April 16th is one of them, or 15th. It's the 15th?
It's the 15th, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's the 15th.
Friday, April 15th is one of them. But tell us, like, festival-wise, where we can see you, because I know that you aren't playing a lot of shows this year. So let the people know where we can see you.
So definitely come out Friday, April 15th to Kaffeeklatsch. That is my last gig in Calgary for several months. And of the other ones that I have heard may be happening, let me tell you, $10 cover is going to be the cheapest. There's some larger stuff swirling possibly for the end of the year. That's all I can say at this time. I am also really, really, really excited to be part of Verboten is going to be my first Vancouver show. Yeah. I'm playing Saturday, May 14th. And I haven't actually found out what venue I'm in yet, but as soon as I know, you'll know. And I am super proud to be playing at Mechanismus this June 29th.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in Seattle.
How long have you been playing? Like, you've been going to Mechanismus for a while. That's like the last question. You've been going to Mechanismus for like a while, right? Or was it
I've only ever been to the one, actually.
Oh, really?
I went to the one in 2019, and it just ended up, it ended up looming rather large because that's where I met Eric. And
I just thought you.
I was invited to play, but COVID happened. I've done a couple streams associated with Mechanismus since then, and Ollie very kindly asked me back for 2022.
So awesome. I think some of my friends are playing. I think Verboten is the most epic lineup.
Verboten is a huge lineup.
Like actors, adults, like just like the people that are playing that one. I'm like, what? This is coming to. Like, I kind of want to go, but obviously I don't have the money for it, but I want to go so badly. It's in May, and it's just like a 3-day festival. And if you're into Darkwave, honestly, that's like the one to go to, especially this year. It's always Cold Waves too. I don't know what's going to happen there, but like, for seeing EVA X, please go to that one. Please. That's her new home now.
Yes, come see me at my new
Vancouver's-
home in Vancouver.
Yeah, your new home is Vancouver. You left us in Calgary.
I know.
But
I'm sad, but also, honestly, we're ridiculously happy out here.
oh yeah, no, like it's fine. It's a great change. Good timing for you, by the way.
Yeah, it's a really, we live in a really great little community. We actually live out near, we're pretty much out in Port Moody, and it is so nice. We live steps away from several breweries. Pretty much everything we need to buy on a regular basis we can walk to now, and it's warm enough to walk everywhere. It's honestly been really fabulous. We're really happy.
It was 18 degrees last week. Just
I heard.
So there's that. There's that everywhere. But
It's not
thank
spring
you.
right now.
I like literally to talk to you forever, but I have to cut you off. Only because
It's all
I
good.
would talk to you for like several hours, and it would be like editing so much if I just kept talking. So thank you so much.
Thank
I really
you.
do. I really do appreciate you for doing this interview. Seriously, it's super last minute. I literally messaged you like yesterday.
It's all good.
Because a lot of people would be like 2 weeks in advance. Please tell me when you're doing this interview. When you were just like, hey, tomorrow's fine. Thank you so much for that.
No worries, man.
Please check out EVA X on Friday at Kaffeeklatsch. It would make our entire lives. It would just
That
make our
it
entire
would.
year. With vanden doool, by the way. Vanden doool is the actual closer, but we wanted a show for EVA X. We've been trying to put this for a very long time. So thank you so much. Please come out, everybody, and have a good night.
This isn't over while I'm still standing.